Evening. It's all changed, guys. I've got a new chair. Look, look, look. I've got a reclining chair now. It's all posh here, you know. So I've no longer got my footstool thing to put the laptop on. So you're on a table. um, Imagine you wake up one morning or one day and just everything's changed. You're a different person. I discussed this yesterday. It's happened again today. Just basically everything's gone. All the mental, well, nearly all the mental irregularities have gone. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll know that not quite all of them have gone. But all the bad stuff's gone. So I'm now, as far as I can tell, 9 years old again, when all this first started. Which is quite exciting for me, really. This is basically, because anyone even who knew me back then won't remember, obviously. Because I don't remember. I've quite vivid memories from early childhood, but you don't remember everything, do you, all through the years? And certainly not before you're 9. So it's a whole new person now. And I was driving down the road tonight on the way back to the yard, and I just thought, because before I've driven past turnings and stuff, because I get so excited when I'm driving. And I just said to myself, right, don't drive past the junction, Paul, because you know what you're like. And then I thought, no, I don't know what I'm like now. So this is good. I can't remember when I was 9 what I was like. So this is it's a whole new world for me, guys. I've been up since 3:30, with perhaps 15 minutes sleep, which is quite good, I think. So, really, I'd like to thank Cambridgeshire Police not only for refusing to investigate 25 years' worth of theft from the public purse orchestrated by John Major, the former Prime Minister, but in fact losing my statement. Asked Detective Chief Inspector Donna Wass about that, if she's still there. She's probably a superintendent now for doing that. I'd like to thank the Metropolitan Police for not investigating. I'd like to thank the Fraud Squad for not investigating. Because let's face it was blatant fraud against the taxpayer. I mean, it was taxpayers' cash going in council employees' pockets, and they were all buying luxury cars and having free holidays. I'd like to thank the auditor for pointing out that the cash was not in the accounts, and then saying, well, what's 25 years cash, taxpayers' cash, between friends, and then just moving on and refusing to answer my correspondence. That's gone out. Why has that gone out? That shouldn't have gone out. I'd like to thank Huntingdonshire District Council for, what's the word? Well, basically just refusing to admit that anything was wrong. And Joanne Lancaster, the head of Huntingdonshire District Council, sending me about 5 letters just to prove that she'd investigated everything and there was nothing wrong. I can't remember your name, mate. I know you went and got a private business up in Peterborough because you were an accountant or something with the council. And when I first made the complaint, you wrote back to me. The letter arrived the next day. It must have been a whole 3-minute investigation for you to get my letter and investigate and then send a letter back out to me saying that nothing was wrong. And then you resigned. Why would you do that? And set up your own business in Peterborough? I will dig out your name. I'm going to dig out some names from the files because this is a whole new ball game now and I've just changed the rules. And by the way, guys, if I was hyper, and this is how I know I'm not hyper, because you'll have seen it on some of my videos before. If I'm hyper, I actually trip over my words. I'm trying to get that many words out at once. I started going like this and getting words in the wrong place and stuff like that. And you all thought I was drunk when I did that, probably, but I wasn't. That was when I was on a high. That's when I was hyper, and that's how I know this is not. I'd like to thank Buckingham Palace, the representative. I'll dig your name out as well, love, because I've still got the letter. When I sent my army medals back in protest at 25 years worth of theft from the public purse orchestrated by John Major, the former Prime Minister, not being investigated, you then wrote back to me and said, we'll keep your medals safe, but we can't comment on the content of your letter. So you're all Freemasons and bought and paid for. Yep, the whole royal family, Buckingham Palace. You're all covering it up for your mate John Major, who's the chief Freemason. You know that Knight of the Garter thing he's got? If you look at the initials and stuff, and the titles he's got, that's Knight of the Garter, that's basically Freemason. So he's now, because he was Prime Minister and because he's gone up the ranks, so to speak, you know, in the Secret Service, the ones that all hide in cupboards because they're all cowards and thieves, liars and kiddie fiddlers. So he's now gone up. So he's now one of the ones in charge, along with Tony Blair, who apparently are running the world. Along with Joe Biden, who apparently has just invaded Syria. Oh, and invited millions of unchecked, uncontrolled immigrants into America, which I'm sure Americans are thrilled about, having voted for him. But I digress. Yeah, so Buckingham Palace, you're all bent. I did send my medals initially back to the police. I forget the woman's name. She's like the PA to the Chief Constable or something. She's always the PA to the Chief Constable. She's been the PA to the Chief Constable for at least 10 years, and that's 3 of them. And you sent them back saying you couldn't find a military base to send them to. Because I sent them with a letter saying, you know, you can return them to a military base and you can explain why I'm returning them. She chose the latter option, obviously, because she's a coward and she's bent and she approves of theft from the public purse as well. I think it's a she. She had one of those non-gender specific names, you know, like Chris or Steph or something like that. So, yeah, pretty sure it's a she. But anyway, yep, it's a whole new world for me, that's for sure. And I'd like to thank Cambridge Police for putting me through 3 years of misery, spending well over £1 million of taxpayers' cash trying to have me sent to jail and failing miserably every time because you're a bunch of incompetent, bent, thieving duck faces. Yeah, and Judge Enright, who said I wasn't allowed to give evidence in court, a senior circuit Crown Court judge. No democracy there then. No. Oh, Judge Chowdhury as well from the 30th of June 2014. When I was in court with my mate, and I watched you actually, when my mate asked the prosecution, the counsel questions, I actually watched you answer those questions on their behalf. Because you're bent as well, and you also approve of 25 years worth of theft in the public purse. Get ready for some changes, guys.